Watch this video before you use ChatGPT to publish a book on Amazon KDP. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sean, and I've built a 7-figure publishing business on Amazon KDP, which I eventually sold, and now I'm building my second KDP account. So if you want no BS publishing advice from someone who's actually publishing, then make sure to subscribe. And if you want a completely free training on how I built my publishing business to this level, then there is a link in the description below. All right, so since the rise of ChatGPT, I've been getting a lot of questions on my thoughts on ChatGPT and whether Amazon actually ranks books that are written by ChatGPT. And since I dabble in the blogging space as well, I see the same questions being asked on Google as well. People are asking whether a blog article that is written by an AI, would that actually rank on Google? And here's the interesting part. Initially, Google announced that they would penalize content that is written by AI. But if you look at this recent article that is posted by Google, they actually changed their stance on it. And now they are stating that appropriate use of AI or automation is not against our guidelines. This means that it is not used to generate content primarily to manipulate search rankings, which is against our spam policies. So as long as you're not spamming Google, as long as you're not trying to manipulate the algorithm, then you can totally use AI and your content will rank. And this follow-up question says that why doesn't Google search ban AI content? And Google's answer is automation has long been used in publishing to create useful content. AI can assist with and generate useful content in exciting new ways. So you can see that they're accepting AI and its uses. Now this is another question right here. So how can search determine if AI is being used to spam search results? And Google's answer is we have a variety of systems, including SpamBrain, that analyze patterns and signals to help us identify spam content, however it is produced. Lastly, there is a question that says, will AI content rank highly on search? And the answer is using AI doesn't give content any special gains. It's just content. If it is useful, helpful, original, and satisfies the aspect of eat, it might do well in search. If it doesn't, it might not. So what does this mean? Well, simply put, if you use AI to create a bunch of low quality content and you just spam Google with it, then they will take issues with it. But if you use AI and still create a high quality piece of article that helps the reader, then there is absolutely no issue. Here's a perfect example of that being explained by Neil Patel. So the audio is a little low, but let's listen to him for about 50 seconds.
The reason Google doesn't like AI written content is because if you look at most AI written content and if you actually read it, it doesn't provide that much value. All it's doing is just looking at whatever else is out there on the web, spitting up a new version, and it's not really providing much value. Now, it doesn't mean that Google doesn't want you to use AI writers to create AI written content. Instead, you can use it as a start, but they want you to take the time to modify it, make it better, add value. You gotta add in the E, expertise, authority, and trust. The AI writer can't do that. You have to modify the content, add it yourself.
So this is with Google, but you can assume all search engines to kind of follow the same trend as Google is taking, including Amazon. Amazon's sole focus is to provide the best customer experience. It will not be a good customer experience if people buy a low quality book that does not solve their problems. So whether it's written by an AI or it's written by a human, it really all comes down to whether the content is good or not. This is the exact same logic as when people debate whether using a ghostwriter to write a book is ethical or not. Often their argument is by using a ghostwriter, they think we're just spamming low quality books on Amazon. But who decided that using a ghostwriter equals low quality? There are plenty of books written by ghostwriters that receives tons of real positive 4- and 5-star reviews. And there are plenty of books written by actual authors, that absolutely sucks and gets a lot of 1- and 2-star reviews. It's the same argument as AI. I don't really think there is an issue if the book is actually good and it's written by an AI, but I think it'll be an issue if there's a lot of books that is spammed and pumped out on Amazon, and Amazon gets flooded with these 1-star quality books. But here's a problem with writing a book just using AI. If you think about what makes a book good, especially nonfiction, it's not really the actual information in the book or the tips and tricks that makes a book a 5-star, kind of book, right? It's often the author's story, adding those relatable stories and author's personal experience weaving into the book and using that to teach whatever information the book is trying to teach. Because if people just wanted information, oftentimes they can just go to Google and get that information. The reason why people buy a book is because they're really buying the author's experience and their story on how they used that information that is taught within the book. Because let me ask you this, how many best-selling books have you read that had the most basic tips inside the book, but it was still a bestseller because of an engaging author's story and experiences? I'm not gonna throw any shades and name a book, but I personally read a ton of books that is like New York Times bestseller, but the information itself is extremely basic. It's just that people love the author's story. So this is exactly why when we hire ghostwriters to write a book for us, we hire someone that has personal experience in that topic, because we don't want someone that's just gonna go to Google and then rewrite whatever blog post information they find into our book, right? We want them to add personal stories and experiences, because if they're just rephrasing what they find online, just like an AI, it's boring. It lacks personality. So we want the ghostwriter to inject their personal story. And the issue with ChatGPT is it lacks exactly that, the human element of the content. It is much harder to add personal stories and experiences, although it's not possible. This is why you must use AI as a tool, not as a replacement. You don't have ChatGPT to write a book for you. You write the book with the help of ChatGPT. Just like how even if you use a ghostwriter, it's not completely hands-off, because you still have to work with the writer, go back and forth. You have to give ideas in terms of outlines, right? Once they write the book, you have to read it, give them pointers, have them fix it. So you're also involved in this process just as much as the writer. Another thing is that we already use images that we didn't create on our own, such as, stock image sites. We go to Canva, Creative Fabrica, we get images, and those images, we didn't create it, right? Somebody else did, and we're just using it. Same as ghostwriters, we're not actually writing the text, although we're involved in it. Hiring audiobook narrators, we're not actually narrating the book, right? It's somebody else, but we're pretty much taking that and claiming it as ours. So it is the same thing with AI. Final note is that even though I believe Amazon will not flat out ban AI content, I do believe they will implement a monitoring system to detect if the book has too much AI content. So basically a little bit of AI content is good, especially if the book is high quality, but if it's like 100% AI, or it's just way too much AI percentage, then I believe they will start blocking those books. And worst case scenario, if you repeat this too many times, then they might terminate your account. Once again, you don't want AI to write the book for you. You need to add your input. So how do you get past this Amazon's detection? Well, essentially you need two tools. So let's say that you generated this text on the top things to do in Bali. So what we don't want to do is just copy paste this straight into our books. Because if you take this to a website called originality.ai, which is a website that you can scan the content to know if it's written by an AI or not. So if I paste this, click on scan now, it shows that it's 95% AI. And if this website can detect it, I'm pretty sure Amazon will be able to detect it as well. So what do we want to do? Well, you want to add your own input, right? Add your story, add your experience, fact check the content, because ChatGPT is wrong a lot of times. And at the very least, you want to at least rewrite the sentences and rephrase it. A very useful tool to rephrase your content is called Quillbot. So it is a free site. The link is in the description as well. The free account only allows you up to 125 words. You will have to pay for the premium account if you want to go longer, but you can just do it in pieces. So if you click on paraphrase here, what it does is basically rewrite this sentence, but with a different phrase. So you can see that, these words highlighted is the one that is changed. And if you don't like the words that is changed, or you want to change it to something else, there's a bunch of suggestions that you can use, okay? So what you can do to rephrase the words quickly is something like this tool, super useful. But let's copy this, right? And now going back to originality.ai, go back, paste this, scan now, and just like that, it shows 1% AI. So that is a very quick and easy way to avoid AI detection. So you want to aim for as low of an AI detection score as possible. I'm not quite sure how much is a good percentage, but when it comes to plagiarism, typically you want your plagiarism percentage to be below 6%. So I will probably follow the same rule with AI. Anything below 6% is probably a good place to be at. So in summary, I don't think Amazon will crack down on AI content, but rather I think they will crack down on spam and low quality content that is flooding on Amazon, which is nothing new. They've always done this and they will keep doing it probably at a harder rate because they're probably going to be a lot more spam that'll flood Amazon from now. So use AI as a tool and always focus on creating high quality books. Add your input and you should be good to go. All right guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. If you want to check out my free training on how I built a 7-figure publishing business, then the link is in the description below, as well as all the tools and resources that I mentioned in this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.